ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Walters welcoming you to another edition of the Staten Island Bowling Club here at Linden Lanes in Linden, New Jersey. So sit down, relax, and pull up a chair and watch this month's event taking place. We had 62 bowlers turn out at this month at Linden Lanes, and we are now down to our top 8 bowlers match play competition. In our field of 8 bowlers this week, we have 7 righties and 1 lefty. And right now I'm going to bring in my co-host, and he's going to tell you about this month's finalists. Bobby, welcome to Linden Lanes.
Donny, it's nice to be in a small bowling center, 24 lanes. This is the old type bowling center. Family center, family orientated, in a small community in New Jersey. We had 62 Staten Islanders come out to bowl. Did we have anyone from New Jersey, Donny?
Well, Bobby, we had 2 house bowlers in the finals this month. Bruce Sweet, who was still in competition, and I guess he's a house favorite, and another young fellow by the name of Joe Ogden, and he's out there also.
Well, I know in the semifinals right now we have Billy Cloak, who will be going for his second win of for a Tournament of Champions. I think we're going to see a interesting match in our finals. I don't see a lot of strikes. I see a lot of spares being made by the bowlers that are out there now that are bowling. And I think what we should do now, Donny, is break away and maybe give out the checks to the remaining bowlers from this week's event.
Let's do that. We'll take care of that. We'll pay the bowlers to finish 5th through 8th, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more about our 4 remaining bowlers. Okay, Bobby, before we pay out the money for 5th through 8th place, just let me remind all the viewers, every Thursday, 5:30 on Channel 24, the Staten Island Bowling Club. We appreciate you watching. Hopefully, you'll continue to do so. Now, with that order of business taken care of, 7th place this month, we had a tie for 6th and 7th place. And this man is the lone lefty in a field of 8 finalists today. And he needed $65 today, Bobby, to join the $1,000 club, and he fell a little short. And that's in the person of Ronnie Pulaski, Jr.
Ronnie, it's a pleasure for you to come out here all the way from Staten Island. And we really appreciate your type of bowler, the competitive bowler. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you taking the big one home.
Well, someday I hope to get the big one. I come second, third twice, so one day I'll be in the winner's circle.
It's not going to be long, Ronnie, believe me.
Where's your lovely daughter?
She fell asleep, took a nap.
Oh, okay.
I was going to bring her there.
Ronnie's a new father, like a 1-month-old baby. Now, Ronnie tied this month with another veteran club member who's been here before. He's been making some noise with the bowling club, and he's here again. And Lenny Riveri. Lenny, one of these days, I'm hoping that you're going to get by the first round of competition. You seem to be struggling a little bit in that first game.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. You know, I don't know why, but I was just nervous. Maybe next time I won't be so nervous.
You know, next week we're starting at Victory Lanes. I know we'll see you there, and this is your 3rd finals. Let's get over that first game.
Okay, I'll be there next week.
Thanks, Lenny. Always a pleasure.
What was my last name again?
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot. I can say it correct. Lenny Revere.
Right.
See? Lenny, thank you. Bobby, 5th place this month belongs to a new club member. He joined here at Linden Lanes, and he's one of the up-and-coming Lions, I understand, out of Linden Lanes, and he's Joe Ogden.
Joe, it's a pleasure to have a bowler from New Jersey, representing New Jersey here at Linden Lanes. And perhaps you're going to venture over to Staten Island.
I hope to make a trip.
From what I hear from Donny, the way you bowl, you shouldn't have any trouble cashing in the club.
I hope the lanes are similar. That's all I can say. Thank you very much.
Nice outing, Joe. Thank you for being part of the club. Okay, Bobby, we have 4 bowlers left. We have Jim Dipietro bowling Bruce Sweet, and we have Andy Cabella bowling Billy Cloak, who was last month's runner-up. And, of course, the 2 winners out are going to vie for the title.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with last week's runner-up, Billy Cloak. Old-timer, I think he learned a lesson. I think he's going to come back, and he's going to win this week at Linden Lanes.
Well, you know, he has a 3rd place finish and a 2nd place finish. So maybe this week we're going to give you bowlers that are watching at home some insight in what our 2 finalists have to do to win today.
Well, after the qualifying rounds, we're down to our last 2 finalists, Andy Cabella and Jim Dipietro. Now, contrary, we have different types of styles here. Andy throws the ball slow, and Jim is going to be using a little speed. Now, Andy will be throwing the ball between the 1st and 2nd arrow. He's using a dull blue hammer. You're going to notice that Andy will be switching balls, going to a yellow dot, when he goes after his spares. Now, Andy's going to have to be very careful when he plays this line because he has a habit of slowing up on the ball and not getting the ball over the foul line. If this happens early in the match, Andy could be in trouble. On the contrary, now Jim will be thrown somewhat from the outside of the first arrow, directing the ball up from the corner. Jim is going to have to keep his speed. Once again, if he slows up on his speed, he could be trouble early in the match. Let's go on and meet our two finalists as they get on to bowl on lanes 9 and 10 in Linden Lanes, New Jersey. Well, Andy threw a strike on lane 10, Donny. Our viewers missed that, and it was buried. Now we got Jim Dipietro up on lane number 9. Jim will be coming up from the outside, Donny, directing the ball up.
And he answers the call with one strike of his own.
Jim is using a grenade bowling ball. That's a soft shell urethane ball. And Andy is using a soft hammer ball. He's using a yellow dot to shoot spares. Yellow dot's going to skid a little further so he could throw a more direct line at his spare.
Well, you know, Bobby, Jimmy is one of the more accurate spare shooters, and he's going to be very tough on his spares today. Andy has been having a little trouble making spares today.
Well, he directs that ball up from the corner, and he gets the second strike of the day.
Seems very aggressive at this point, Bobby, as he did in his previous 2 matches.
Well, see, it's going to be kind of hard for Jimmy to get into trouble because all he's doing is throwing the ball right off the corner, right up to the pocket. It's a frozen rope line, and the only thing I could see happening if he pulls the ball left.